Hey, right back here on the Seth Williams Show with Chris Akin. CMSTV.net, CMS Network. You have Chris Akin Presents tonight, right?
Yes, I do. At 8 o'clock.
All right, so we are now joined by our guest talking issue one again, because the election is tomorrow and it's very important. Good afternoon. I want to pronounce your name correctly. Mehek, is that correct?
That's correct. Like, what the heck?
Mehek Cooke, how are you?
I'm doing well, Seth. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Tell everybody your background, because you have an extensive resume, and I don't want to get it wrong, and I want to give you all the props that you deserve. So.
Well, thank you. I always say born in India, made in Ohio. I'm a Republican strategist. I've been legal counsel to a previous governor, worked in the Department of Agriculture, worked on counterterrorism cases, ran an office in 2020. And I like to say, as McCarthy says, I ran out of time. And today I do a lot of media work to really speak the truth about what's happening in our country. And then I'm also a small business and talent agency owner.
Great. And now I wanted to have you on because the election is obviously tomorrow, and it's important that people get out and vote yes, in my opinion. But I have received such backlash. I was telling Chris earlier, I made a post on Facebook saying vote yes. I was attacked relentlessly by so many people calling me names, calling me stupid, calling me all these things because I believe in issue one. And I tell people why issue one is good. Explain issue one for people.
Sure. So I echo what you're hearing out there. There is some confusion, and I think that people really need to have an honest discussion about this. Today, Ohioans are being misled. Our state constitution, as of the laws today, require a 50% +1 to make any changes to our constitution. If you vote yes on issue one, that means you're raising the threshold to 60%. Now, a lot of people say, why now? And my response is, why not? We need to protect our Constitution. We need to ensure that these out-of-state liberal elites don't have a say in what's going on in Ohio. And look, we're seeing this firsthand. If you just look at finance reports today, $14.8 million was spent in the state of Ohio, 12.5 from outside liberal elite groups from California, Illinois, DC. We don't need their politics in our state. We, the people, decide what's happening. We, the people, should be in charge of the Constitution. A lot of Democrats today will tell you, well, you know, the truth is that we're giving more power to the politicians. That's the exact opposite. When you have 60% agreeing, that's majority rule. That's exactly what we need. We're going to be in line with many other states across the country and the U.S. Constitution.
Because that's what I find so confusing, because I see these commercials of scissors cutting up the Constitution. You hear this one vote, one person kind of thing. All these commercials that sound like you should be voting no. It is very confusing to people, and I think a lot of people just don't know what the hell they're talking about at this point. And so that's why I wanted to have you on to kind of explain what it is, because I have a lot of people that don't understand, and they're being mean about it too.
Well, you're right. I think the commercials that you're seeing are intentionally deceitful. They're by design trying to trick Ohioans. And I believe Ohio voters are smart, but they truly are being duped by these commercials. You have elitists here in our state that are stating, if you vote against this amendment, you are going to protect your vote. How is that possible? 50%? We're raising the threshold to 60%. That means more Ohioans get a say. You have the Democrat leader, Allison Russo, out there saying, you're going to give power to politicians if you don't vote against this. The last time I checked, whether you're a governor, president, politician, electrician, we all go to the ballot box. We all get one vote. So raising that threshold means 60% of us agree, rather than these small minorities that are trying to take over today. And look, it's happening. The Cleveland mayor, the liberal Cleveland mayor, has stated he is coming after our guns next. So this is not just about today. It's about the future of Ohio. And the liberals were very, very clear. They targeted Ohio. We are truly a battleground state because they're going across the country. What they cannot get through state legislators and governors, they're now going to the Constitution and trying to obliterate every individual's right.
Well, Mehek, one of the things that scares me, and I know you're talking about the out-of-state interest coming in, I worry a lot more about in-state, the actual, just the politicians themselves. We've seen it for at least the past decade that in very rare exception will you see anybody vote except to their line, to their party's line. They will not actually look at the bills and vote based on what the bills are or what the will of the people, their constituents are. They look at what their party is telling them to do. And to me, that's why a yes vote would be enhanced, because it almost forces the politicians to act in the will of the people. No?
I agree. A yes vote will ensure that, again, a politician can't trump what voters want at the ballot box. So if you have that 60%, whether you're a Democrat or you're a Republican today, I don't want to talk about your party ID. I just want you to know, as an individual, your rights are being attacked. As a parent, because in November we have an anti-parent amendment that's the most extreme, radical abortion on demand and transgender surgeries coming in. So as a parent, you're being attacked. As a small business, you're being attacked. We could have these radical groups increasing our taxes to 60%. As an individual, your gun owners, you're going to be attacked. The mayor in Cleveland has already stated that he's coming after our gun rights. So today, yes, you're right. Politicians generally vote down straight party lines, but this is why voters have a greater voice. When it's part of the Constitution, it's part of the process, your voices should be heard. And don't go in line with the politicians. I just want people to read the amendment and ask yourself, what's at stake?
Right. It even has effects on the agricultural aspect of Ohio. I mean, they want to get rid of corn. I mean, we're talking about some just radical ideas that could really affect a lot of people in the smaller counties in Ohio, and it is bothersome.
100%. Now, these radical groups have talked about coming after livestock care standards. Ohio, the biggest business in Ohio is agriculture. I was general counsel at the Department of Agriculture here. It is a booming business. I respect the farmers that work hard. We have our livestock care standards in place. We don't need PETA and outside groups telling us how to farm. We know what we're doing here. We do it better than anybody else. But this is what I'm talking about. They're infiltrating our state. They're infiltrating our lives. They're infiltrating our discussions at the dinner table, and we want them out. We have to make these decisions as Ohioans first, not these outside interest groups.
And that's one of the things I was talking about earlier on the show today, is that we're coming to a point in this country where all of a sudden the Republicans, the conservatives in this country are kind of taking a back seat. And at some point we need to stand up. At some point we're not doing our jobs. We're not getting our voices out there. And the liberals, the left, whatever you want to call them, are taking over. And we need to put a stop to that. I think issue one is one way to do it.
Well, and I think after issue one, the thing that I am seeing nationally across our country is what's happening with parental rights. And again, Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. If you think as the government that you're going to have a greater say than I am as a parent, you're just dead wrong. And as a new mother, I'm telling you right now, the government does not belong at my dinner table with my child. They don't belong anywhere when it comes to those healthcare decisions, as I'm trying to protect him from transgender surgeries. They don't belong in our school boards and those decisions. I mean, what has happened to our country today? These politicians today, Republicans and Democrats, are focused on the right thing, wrong things today. Biden is focused on Biden economics, which truly isn't working in our country. It's a disaster. And then you have Republicans that are fighting over who's going to be the next presidential nominee. How about we unify and we find and fight for what our country is worth fighting for? Because today I do not recognize, as an immigrant, I'm telling you, who came here legally, I do not recognize this country. I don't know where our moral compass is. We have to do better, and we have to do it now.
Right. Why do you think they're doing it? What's the end game? Because I mean, I refuse to believe that the people on the left, at least all of them, believe that it's okay to start mutilating kids at 8, 9, 10 years old. I mean, I refuse to believe that they have these ideas and they think it's okay. What do you think the end game is?
So I genuinely believe there are some people in the left that truly do not want transgender surgeries on their children, and they want parental consent. But I think the goal of the left overall is to have more government, They want them in our lives. They want them controlling us, and they want each and every individual dependent on government. They are destroying the American dream, because the American dream is based on my hard work, not what the government gives me, but what I am doing every single day for this country. They are destroying that. And it is very, very intentional, because once you make every single individual in America dependent on government, there's no undoing that. We have worked way too hard to be individuals and small business owners and follow the American dream. But the left is out to torch what America stands for. And we saw this in the 60s. We saw McCarthyism. We saw what was happening where we were fighting for our democracy. The same cycle's happening again. It's wokeism versus capitalism. So this is just a repeat. We have to fight against this. This ideology is wrong, and it doesn't belong in any American home.
Is there something we should be doing other than getting out to vote? I mean, is there something, should we be, I don't know, attacking people that are attacking our way of life? Not attacking, but, you know, verbally or with words or on Facebook or on Twitter or whatever. Should we be engaging in that, or should we, I mean, there's got to be more than just, we can all say get out and vote, and we all know that's going to do what that's going to do. But it doesn't change minds and ideologies. What do we need to be doing outside of voting that can help change for the better?
I think we truly need more participation. We cannot sit back anymore. And what I mean by participation is when you know there's a school board meeting, you show up. You speak out and you speak up. When we have media outlets like yours, you allow for the truth to be heard. I don't think attacking anybody, whether it's Facebook or Twitter, really does us any good. I don't even read the negative comments I get today because it's not productive. These individuals don't want to debate me. They don't want to have a real discussion about democracy and how we're under attack. So what I think is the individuals that are worth saving, the individuals that are worth having a discussion with are the ones that truly reach out and say, I don't understand your viewpoint, and we can respectfully disagree, but you have a perfect platform to continue to spread the truth, to continue to challenge the norm on both sides. And I think as we continue to infiltrate and ensure that mainstream media isn't guiding the narrative, we're going to be in a much better place in our country. But it starts with speaking up and speaking out at every single opportunity we get. School board meetings, parent-teacher conferences, rallies. I mean, there are people out there that feel alone today, and we need to bring people together and continue to have these honest discussions about very difficult issues our country is facing today.
Well, you're winning a lot of people over on the chat here. People want you to run for governor.
Someday, thank you.
I don't know what kind of aspirations you have, but you got me convinced. It's been really interesting just listening to both sides go at it here, and it's been frustrating because people don't seem to understand what I try to explain to them, and that's why I wanted you on. And I appreciate you telling people.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, and let me tell you, Seth and Chris, this isn't a you problem. This is a fundamental problem in what's happening in media and how the liberals are continuing to excel. What I see on the Republican side and conservative side is we want to speak the truth. Whether we like it or not, here's the truth. Here are the facts. Liberals are very good at lying. They're very good at misleading people. They're very good at trying to take over the country. And it's baseless. It's useless. We need to go on to more important things, which is truly protecting the American dream, our economy, our jobs, our workforce, and our children.
Now, one thing I did say earlier, too, is that I don't think the Republicans are doing enough. I really don't. I mean, I support the conservative movement. I support the Republicans that are in office, but I see committee after committee. I see hearing after hearing, and then nothing comes of it. And it's frustrating to me. I mean, we went through 4 years of Trump where he's impeached 900 times. But the guy who's in office who is apparently a criminal at face value, if not worse, and nothing is being done.
Well, we have a double standard in the justice system today. Everything that's happening against Hunter Biden is shocking. The fact that he's not held accountable for his crimes, the fact that he's getting sweetheart deals. I mean, this is This is shocking. And I think the DOJ and FBI need to be held accountable. Show us your work. Show us what you have against Hunter Biden, and let the people decide. We need a better and stronger justice system in America. And truly, at a national level, it is a disaster. Look at what's happening. Biden is on a self-congratulatory tour, touting Biden economics, talking about how gas prices have gone down. And all of this is nonsense. We know for a fact gas prices, and at least in Ohio, were $2. So the fact that they're $3.50 now doesn't help us. We're struggling at grocery stores. We're struggling with employment. We're struggling with the mandates. We need a new president. We need somebody that is going to unify us. And I'm truly tired of all of these indictments and these trials. You know what they do? They waste millions of taxpayer dollars, and they detract from what we're supposed to be focused on, which is a good job, strong economy, raising our children. These are all distractions. This is why, as an immigrant, I came to America. My parents brought me here for a better opportunity and a dream, and it's being wrecked today. And I would say both sides. I think Biden's a failure, but look, Republicans are doing the same thing. They're generating the same content. They're saying the same thing. We need new leadership that is actually going to drive the country forward. I don't want puppets. I want somebody who's going to stand up for the American people and call out Republicans and Democrats and be honest. That's what we need today.
Amen to that.
Do you think that that part of the solution, and this is obviously a longer term part of the solution, is to probably for the first time since the invention of the television, to get people away from the television, to get people away from, and I have a specific thought, get people away from these multi-billion-dollar corporations that use the political system to their advantage. It really, as silly as it sounds, it probably makes more sense now to go to a Rumble, Tucker Carlson on Twitter, these non-funded but more real places to get information. And I personally think the biggest problem that we have in this country today is we're still believing what might have worked when JFK was assassinated. You turned on the news and you found out your information. Well, the information that's being spilled out today, a lot of it we can easily look at and see as lies, but 90% of the people still take it as truth. And it's scary. It takes people into an easily led place.
You're 100% right. I always look at the news media, but then I use outside sources to really determine what's the angle and what's the truth. You have to cut through the lies today to actually understand what's going on in our country. I mean, one of the biggest things I can tell you is the southern border isn't covered, but that's where the largest human trafficking, drug cartels, I mean, you name it. So I went last month to the southern border with Americans for Prosperity to see firsthand what's going on. You want people that are on the ground reporting, that are on the ground actually telling you facts rather than pontificating from their living rooms with no experience. And I think that's what a lot of news outlets are missing today. We're missing real journalists that actually go to the site, that actually get the news, and that get both sides. And with issue one, you saw it in Ohio. Mainstream media in Ohio has been abysmal. Nobody has truly covered both sides. We continue to get attacked because we're on the right side and because the media wants to, again, lie to Ohioans. I thought this was national, but it's on a local level as well.
Well, Mehek, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. I think that, a lot of people are supporting you. That's for sure. Yeah. And everybody's got to get out and vote tomorrow. Issue one. You got to vote yes. And,
thank you so much for the opportunity.
I pray for our states. I really do. I pray for our country, and I'm hoping that things go the right way. So,
me too.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Hope to talk to you again.
Talk to you, Mehek.
Thank you. She was fantastic.
She's great. And she just put it out there the way it is, which is the way I like it. Just, here it is. Deal with it.
Yeah. People are definitely approving of the fact that she is a beautiful woman as well. But she was great. And I think she had a lot of great ideas. And I think, vote yes tomorrow. Everybody vote. Go vote.
Now, I don't know the answer to this. I probably should ask Mehek. She would have known. She seems like she knows the legal system. But let's say for the sake of argument, issue one goes through tomorrow. Can the governor veto it?
I don't know.
I should have asked the question.
I would assume the governor can't veto a vote on something like that. I mean,
well, who knows? I mean, dude, in today's world, who knows what they can and can't do?
The governor can't veto a vote on the president or anything else. I'm assuming the governor can't vote.
No, but that's because he's not higher than the presidency.
I don't know.
I don't know. We should have asked, but then I would have sounded like an idiot if you know, if she'd have been like, no, that's not how it works, dummy.
I appreciate her time. And,
I do too. She's great.
You know, I'm not seeing a lot of people that are saying anything against it. Where are those people? Where are those Facebook warriors that wanted to, call me stupid and an ass? I know, Jim, I'm still a Nazi, apparently, but
she hit it on the head, though, when she said she doesn't even look at her negative comments because it's a waste of her time. Yeah. All right, well, good. I'm glad it can't be vetoed, but I just don't see the common sense in making the standard less to enforce our laws. But, I mean, that is a total left-leaning way to think. Look at the way they're talking about, defunding the cops and all that stuff. They want less, vigilance. They want less ability to defend the cities.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break, and I don't know, you want to change it and talk about some Guardians fighting or something?
Yeah, we'll talk about something. Sure.
I don't know, make it a little more lighthearted.
What is
a
this?
little bit more happy.
You having a heart attack over there?
Not yet. You see that message I sent you the other day? It was a bunch of letters and
yeah.
I don't know how that happened, but it was like, I'm not having a stroke. Don't worry.
And believe me, for a minute, the first one I got, because you sent two. And the first one I got, I was like, all right, dropped his phone or something, or, because that happens. I do that sometimes too. But then a second one came on. It was like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, something's up with Seth, because I know the story too about how you kind of lost your shit when you when you actually had the problem with your leg.
Yeah.
And you end up losing your leg, and it started with you losing your mind first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And I was literally texting you, "Are you okay?" when you texted me, said, "I'm not having a stroke."
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well then good.
All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back and talk about something. Hang on.
What's going on, everybody? It is Chris Akin from Chris Akin Presents and the Seth Williams Show, and of course the Classic Metal Show. And I know you need someone to be told something, right? Whether it's something nice, something not so nice. Maybe you need somebody fired and you just don't have the guts to do it. Maybe you need to tell your girlfriend to hit the pavement. Maybe you need to tell the boyfriend to hit the streets. Whatever it is, I got you covered. Right here with my Cameo, cameo.com/Chris Akin. I will tell them, and I won't be nice, unless you want me to be. If you want me to be nice about it, I will certainly give the sweetest message possible. But if you need evil with a lot of F-bombs and a lot of words that I just can't even say on any sort of radio or TV program, I'll do that for you too. One more time, cameo.com/Chris Akin. Buy a Cameo from me, and I will tell them like it is, the way you want them told. All right, see ya!
There's no place like home, and whether it's furniture, artwork, home accessories, appliances, or that one-of-a-kind collectible, Yellow Brick Road Online Auctions allows you to find everything you need from the comfort of your own home. The owner of Yellow Brick Road Auctions has been conducting online estate auctions for over 8 years by providing homeowners with a stress-free process to liquidate all items that have accumulated over the years.
I'm Melissa Mendici, owner of Yellow Brick Road Auctions. Log on today to find your heart's desire.
Hey, it's Seth from